it's me, Renee. I'm back. And this, as you can see, is a Nightmare Before Christmas book tag. Now, you might ask yourself, Before Christmas? Isn't that like a Halloween book tag? You're way into December. Well, way into. 13 days in December now. Well, the movie is called Nightmare Before Christmas, and there's like a long debate if it's a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie. Well, a lot of people say it's both. At least for me, I kind of would say it's both. It when the people are from Halloween Town, yeah, but they go around during Christmas Eve, so it is kind of both, I would say. But yeah, and also it's called a Nightmare Before Christmas. So I suppose depending on when you think this Christmas starts, it's not too late. And also, oh my God, I made one minute. Yeah, mind about it. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. Depending on when you think Christmas starts, it's not too late. For me, I kind of feel like, in a way, yes, all of December is in a way Christmas, but I feel like Christmas, for me at least, starts the 23rd. 23rd? Might ask yourself. Well, yeah, because it's a thing here in Norway, and I think it's kind of like a thing we do more or less only in Norway. I don't really think it's anywhere else in the world. I suppose it depends on where you are and stuff, but like anywhere else where they celebrate Christmas. But at least in Norway, the 24th is the big day. 25th is like, okay, so you still have good food, but it's not like a big day. Like the thing is you do at the 25th is that you have good food and you might read some books you got from Christmas, or you might play some games. But that's not like a set thing that everyone does the 25th. Like, for example, if you get 24-hour bug, you'd rather be sick on the 25th than the 24th, because 24th, that's when you go to church, if you go to church. That's when you open the presents. That's when you have the yeah, that's kind of when the day is. That's when the things to watch on television is. Because as a lot of people in a lot of places in the world, Christmas for us Norwegians is kind of like traditional things you watch on TV. Love Actually, etc. But that's not like Love Actually you watch it on Christmas. Those some people might. But yeah, and yeah. So to me, Christmas haven't to like officially started, at least not to me. And also like, oh my God, I'm making a tag that's being published after it's supposed to. There's no book to police, people. Chill out. Chill out. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I can't really remember when I first saw it. I remember watching it a few years ago when I was studying, but I don't believe that was the first time I saw it. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed that movie. And it's kind of fun in a way because it is a Disney movie, but it's not really a typical Disney movie. Well, okay, yeah, so we have songs in it, but like it's kind of dark to be a Disney movie. Though I suppose most Disney movies have like some people dying and stuff, but like I would say like Halloween Town, sorry, Nightmare Before Christmas, like it's focused around monsters and whatnot. So yeah, it's not quite a typical Disney movie at all, I would say, but it's a really good one. And yeah, so here I'm doing the book tag. Can't quite remember who made it, but I'll figure it out and then post it when I publish this. So yes, sorry. First prompt: Jack, a book character who longs for more, which I suppose could be quite a few book characters. At least for me, I would say like a good book character is really someone who kind of has ambitions or like wants to do something else that they are doing. Like if you're a character in a book and you're happy with what your life is, and like you're happy all through the book, you're not really a good book character because there should be some sort of progress, some sort of character development. And being happy all the time is not really meant good for development. So yeah, book I picked here. I feel like I've talked a lot about this book like lately, even though I haven't really reread it. Well, read it. I think I only read it once, read it twice. Anyway, I haven't read it in a few years now, but yeah, it is Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols. So I would say actually, I suppose the prompt is a character, so one character, but I would say quite a lot of characters in this one actually have like longing for more. You have Evelyn, who's rich, but she wants to go to Oxford, but of course she can't because she's a woman, and in 1910 females couldn't go to colleges because they were supposed to be married and just be pretty and not be smart. So yeah, not be smart. But yeah, and then you have May, who's a Quaker, and so she's it's like she's both trying to get the vote for females, the suffragists, but she's also a Quaker, so she also wants to stop the World War, that First World War. Who's the First World War? I mean, of course, kind of it was like it was you're thinking that something's going to happen before it officially started, and like also during the war, she's like, stop the war, stop the war. So yeah, she's longing for peace. And then we have Nell, who's the working class girl, and she's I suppose she's longing for wants a different life than her family. She wants to live on her own, and yeah. So yeah, I would say most of these characters really have a longing for something different. And spoiler alert, they do get it in the end. Sorry. And then we have Sally, a character that loves someone and gets them in the end. I suppose, yeah, because in the beginning, Jack, he's not really thinking that much about Sally, but Sally's always like, Jack, Jack, why can't we be together? Oh, let's be together. You're my love. Or, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but it's kind of like she's thinking about him and he's thinking more about everyone else, even though he appreciates Sally. But I think Sally from the beginning is kind of very much into Jack. And yeah, for this one, I am going with The Perks of Being a Loving a Wallflower, of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Riley. This one came out last year, but I read it this year. And as you can see, it's sapphic, but it's also historical. So you're thinking like, well, how's this going to end happily? Because I mean, it's a romance, so you're thinking, okay, so kind of has to end happily. But it's also a historical book, so like, how is that going to work out? So the thing is, they end up happily. Spoiler alert, but it's a romance. You kind of understand that. But yeah, they end up happily, but they like I suppose she ends up moving in. Okay, so Philippa York moves in with Thomasina, and her house. Like Thomasina is like the winter in this couple, so she lives for her family, and they have like a big mansion, so they have place for people. So Philippa York moves in there in the end. Of course, some people in society is like, what? The scandal? But she still keeps her friends because her friends still appreciate her, like from her old life. So, yeah, it ends good and nicely. Then we have Zero, a loyal sidekick. This one kind of made me think a bit because, okay, so most books I would say have like side characters and maybe sidekicks, but I feel like a loyal sidekick because I feel like if you're just gonna like pick a book where a character exists that isn't the protagonist, I feel like, well, I mean, sidekick in a way, I feel like in a way it's kind of a bad word because sidekick is just someone who's there for the protagonist. It's not really someone that has a life in their own in a way. And I feel like I feel like most books nowadays have like, if the cast is big or if the cast is like a romance, but like the main character has like a best friend, the best friend still also has a life and goal and whatnot. So I feel like that's not really a sidekick. That's more like a side character. I feel like it doesn't really fit in a way. But I have found something for it. I'm going with Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear. So yeah, that old classic from 2010s, 10-year-old book now. And this one, it kind of in a way I suppose has two sidekicks because the main character, Gwen, she can see ghosts, and one of her friends is a ghost. But she also has a friend who's a kind of like mon- ghost monsterish, but they're both friends. I would say they're both sidekicks in the original way. So yeah, sorry. And then we have Oogie Boogie, a book with a wicked villain. And honestly, for this one, I would say most of the villains actually in this series, Skullduggery Pleasant, would actually fit. I suppose in a way you could also say Skullduggery is like a wicked villain, though he's rarely a villain. Like in the series, it's his series, so he's a hero. I suppose maybe it's more of an anti-hero, but yeah, he's kind of the main guy. He's not a bad guy in this universe. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of villains in the series. I suppose the first series had 9 books, and then the second series has like 6 books because there's like 2 series in the same universe. And yeah, I can't really remember all the villains at the top of my head, but like one of them, at least, like he's a cannibal, and he's not apologetic. He's like, I want humans to eat. I need to eat him. I need to eat him. So he's a zombie cannibal, I feel like, or at least it's a cannibal. So yeah, yeah, quite a lot of the villains in this one series is definitely wicked. Sorry. And then Halloween Town, a book that gives you a creepy feeling. The madness underneath, or I suppose in general this series. It's been quite a while since I read it, but yeah, it takes place in London, and these people also actually can see ghosts. No, not actually, but like yeah, in addition to read. But this one is kind of like a retelling of Jack the Ripper, so there's some murder in here and some creepiness. I mean, it's described as chilling atmospheric thriller, and yeah, I would say it's kind of yeah, it is thriller series. I would say. Also, for some reason, it was never finished. It was supposed to have 4 books. It just had 3 books. Still a bit mad there, but yeah. And then the next to last book question is Christmas Town, a book that gives you all that good fuzzy feeling. And this is also a book I talked about before, but I don't know, it just gives me a very fuzzy, nice feeling. So maybe I can switch it up. No, but no, this one works best. So yeah. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I just, yeah, I read it twice now. I haven't read it. Did I read it last year? Yep, I think I read it last year. Yeah, I haven't read it for a while, for a year now. Maybe I'll do a reread. Like, cause like I've actually read the first time I read it in 2020. It was like around Christmas, and then I think that was actually my last read of that year. Yeah, and then I reread it last year. Maybe I'll do like tradition read it every Christmas. Maybe fun. And yeah, next year's the movie coming, and I cannot wait. It's on Amazon, but I'll probably yeah, I mean probably find it somehow and watch it somehow. And yeah, very excited to see it. And then next but not last but not least, um, what's this? What's this? A book that surprised you. So yeah, as I said, I think well, I said this before. I've had quite a good reading year, but like a book that surprised me, I feel like a lot of books that I read, or like a lot of books that I read and I enjoy, I kind of already knew I was going to enjoy for like some reason. Like if I read it and I don't enjoy it, I'll often DNF it. So a book that surprised me, a bit of difficult to find, but I ended up going with The Bargain Bin Rom-Com by Lena Norms. So this is her poetry collection, again known as poetry collection. It didn't completely surprise me because I had like seen snippets of it, but I thought like maybe I'll just like those snippets and not more. But yeah, I quite enjoyed like 98% of this, and yeah, quite enjoyed it, and happily surprised by this book. So yeah, that's that really, and yeah. I think this tag has been around for quite a while now, and I'm not sure how many people are gonna do it now. I feel like it's probably mostly a tag people will do around Chris or around Halloween. But if you want to do it and you're watching it, tag you're it. And yeah, seeing you in next video. Bye.